Okay, so I have the project, right? I created the project already, and I will show you now. So today the concept is to understand, right? I'm not gonna write too much code. I have written everything. Ready to go. It's just point of understanding, okay? Because we don't have too much complex functionality. We don't, right? It's just the things we have done already, okay? The point here is to understand, and that is what I'm gonna do today now, right? So I mean, just imagine, right? Just take like this. Just imagine this is our database, correct? Database. Okay, so I'm just using this first time, right? So hope it will work, okay? Correct, database. Yeah. So the next one, right? Next one is our front end, correct? Front end. Front end. Okay. So in case of nextjs, right? How nextjs work is you have the app directory. Just remember you have app directory here, right? App directory, and inside itself you will be creating like API folder, and all the routes, right? Everything will go inside the app directory. Okay, just remember that app is the important directory, right? Where first of all we have to remember everything in app is all the files are server render, right? It's in the server already. So if we need a client side, right? Client, anything to do with the client side, okay? For example, when somebody open the browser, that is client, and somebody need to click something and do something, right? That is a client operation, okay? So we have to add something in our file, and that is use client. Just remember that. Okay, so the front end, back end, right? Database. So for our work today, right, we're gonna maybe just simple topics. Let's say we are creating simple topics. So thing will be our database, our collection will be topic, right? Topic, topics, okay, something like that. And then we're gonna have title and the and description. That's it. So that is what we're gonna create in our model, okay? The model will gonna have title and description, and maybe we can add timestamp, right? That is fine, but the content will be title and description. Now we're gonna write the API, right? We're gonna write API for CRUD operation, correct? So we will gonna do the whole CRUD operation, right? So the CRUD will be create, read, update, and delete. So we're gonna write the route for create, read, and update. Create, read, update, and delete operation. So we're gonna create all that route. So first we're gonna create a route, then we're gonna start working on the front end. So we have the place to display our nav bar, and then maybe add button, right? So I will show you the front end, see how it work, okay? So let's go back to the browser and look at the code, right? So I have one, I just added this, right? So I'll delete this now. Okay, so just look at this, increase little bit, yeah, that's more clear. So add topic, click on this, right? When you click on this button, it will add the form right here. You're just getting to the add topic page, right? You're just getting that page here, okay? So now this is my first blog, okay? And this blog is about working remotely, right? Remotely, okay? So that is the description. So title and description, right? And then add topic. So I hope it will do something, but it did not, right? What happened? Did I stop the server? So let's check if this is not working or not. Sometimes So I just maybe I'll just let me refresh, right? Yeah, okay. I don't know why it should refresh automatically, but it did not. But anyway, so this is my first blog, right? And now you see the title and the paragraph here, right? Maybe heading 1 to heading 1 and paragraph. So we have one box here and another box here, right, on the right side, and it has the button for delete and update. So let's click on the update button, right? This one, edit button. Okay, so it will just call the, see, look at here, right? The route, edit topic, and the this id, right? So we just have to add something like this in our, when you click the button, so on the click event, so edit is what this, now it is the client side functionality, right? So when you click the button, so there we have to use basically we have to use the client, let's say client side, right? We have to add that use client functionality on the top of the page, and we're going to look at that during our code. So I will check, I will just update this blog is about working remotely and I enjoy it, is fun, right? And it is fun to work from home, right? Something like that. It's not fun, but it's still fun, right? Because sometimes you need to go out also. So update topic, right? So let's update topic and see. So it's updated now. Now you're going to click on the delete, right? So when you click on the delete, the things, what going to happen is the id, I mean, remember we have id for each post, right? And or each topic, and that is attached to the event here. So that is also client action. Okay, so the update, delete, add, right, create, and the reading part. So when you add any topic, right? Let's say this is the second blog, right? Or maybe topic or post, whatever. Okay, we can add here second post for my blog. Okay, and then I add, right? So when I click add, okay, it just loaded. So you see that it just display. So this is called create, right? Create, we just created means reading part, that is the reading part from the database. Okay, so if you look at the database, right, I'm sure you have the blog data already. You have the in your MongoDB, right? You already have the blog, correct? Blog database from before. What we're gonna do, right? When you get the link, you just change the collection name, right? So I just added the topic here. Okay, and you see if I refresh, I mean, right now I have two database, right? Two collection, or we can call it, yeah, two collection here. So the table name will be changed. Some you can add post, topics, whatever, right? So this is about the topics, and I just put the topics collection name, and that is what is coming here. So you don't need to create new database. Okay, you just use the same one, and I will show you now, right? So let's say I go to the database here, right? Database, this is my project name, right? REST API, whatever, right here, database. And when you click on the connect, but make sure you have the password, right? So I'm sure in your previous project you have the link for your pass with the password also, right? So here, driver, click on that and copy this link, right? This link, yeah. So you just need the password from your previous link, and then in here, right, after .NET, you just put the topics or any database like products or whatever, right? Just table, this is the name of the table. Here what you add is table name. So in that database it will create a new table, and in this project that table will be used, right? So I will show you what I have done later. So if someone forgot the password, don't remember password, what you will do now, right? Click on this database access here, this link. Okay, click on that and just edit, edit your this table, right? Or basically the user profile, just click or edit this one. Click on edit, and you'll see this, right, this page, that is demo, edit password, and you can just update, right, copy that password. When you click on edit, it will give you the place to create password and update the user. Just copy that password and done. Okay, so once you do, again you have to go back to the database, and in that case click on connect, and you will reach here, and just click on this button and copy this link, and you good to go. So okay, so that is done, right? So we're going to look at all this again, but let's start from our creating our nextjs project. Okay, so first we're going to complete our backend part. Backend, right? Like basically in backend, what are the things you're going to do? Create MongoDB, right? MongoDB table, correct? Get the link also, right? Get the link. That's what we're going to do. Then after, right, make a connection, right? Make a DB connection, DB, right? Database connection. Okay, and then after that create model, right? Model. Fine. Once we have all this ready, right, then start creating API, right? Creating API for CRUD operation, and then test, right? API for CRUD operation. So you're gonna just get all the data, get data by one ID, edit, delete, and all that things, right? We're gonna create basically API. Fine. So once this portion is done, right, then we move to the front end part, right? So in the front end we're gonna have what? The nav bar, right? Then display post, right? Post display. Okay, display all post. Okay, one second, I'll turn off my mobile, guys. Okay, so now display all post, that is what you're gonna do. So when you creating the post, right, we must add edit and delete icon, right? So when you display all the post, we must have that one. Okay, because normally in display post you're gonna have the API to get all the data, right? And then you map through that one. We just map through that, and then there you have each post, and that is what you're displaying. So if you look at here, each post you are displaying with the title and the paragraph, right? So in every time when you're creating adding this post, right, we have to also add this button, because it's same like what we have done long back, right, in our JavaScript to do app, remember? So you have delete and update button, you are attaching there together with every post, so that it's there and the ID is attached, and when you click on that, it will take the action, right? That is what happened. All right, so now okay, so that part done, right? Let me continue. So display post. Now after that, once you display, right, the post, what we're gonna do, let's say, you can do delete, right? Let's say delete action, you can handle that one, and then you can have update action, right? Also delete action, update action. So we have display. Okay, so we miss one thing, right? We displaying all the posts, delete and update action. So on the top here, right, in the nav bar, after creating a nav bar, we have a in the nav bar we adding like a logo, right? And then add maybe post page, right? Linking that page. So when you click on add post, it will open the form, right? So add post, correct? Add post. So you adding post, when you adding, it will display all the post, and then you can add, delete and update functionality. So all these things, right? So we have to, when we work, right? That's why when we work, we in the pen and paper, right? And just make a simple diagram, right? Just think of, just take 5-10 minutes, make a note. Normally this is what you're going to do all the time, right? That's the basic concept, when you start developing. Yeah, I mean, when you're writing a code, you're not going to remember a lot of things. But let's say you have the idea already what you're going to do, right? You know all the steps, so that will speed up our working process, right? When so that's what we have to practice. Okay. Also, I'm thinking, right, maybe in, let's say now is what, September, uh, yeah, so sometimes in October, right? And we will, you guys think about your idea, right? Maybe what you have dream of to create something, you want to create, right? Whatever you want to create. Let's say somebody dreaming, like Matati is thinking about creating this, what was that app, right? If he was doing with JavaScript, like a matchmaker, something like that. So if you guys have idea, right, you think about that idea and just use pen, paper and write down, right, all the details, things you want to do there, create something, just represent your idea, right? Like the paperwork, just only the document, no need to write code, just the document, right? And add the steps you want to take to complete that project, all that things, right? You should be, at least you should do that, right? And somebody idea may be very useful, maybe interesting, maybe you all can work on that, right, during the free time. So okay, fine. So let's continue. So we're going to start with our backend part first. All right. So let me get to the nextjs, right? I want to install first. So installation. Okay, so let's go back here. Nextjs crowd, right? Yeah. So open the terminal. So we just install, we just gonna install here in this folder itself, right? So I'll just right click, paste that link and // so that it will install in this folder. Okay, and enter now, right? What happened? Okay, so because of this folder, yeah, so that's something wrong, right? No longer contain capital letter, right? Okay, so let me change this. Okay, how I gonna do that? Yeah, I cannot do, right? So let me folder, open folder, I don't know. Okay, here, rename this and crowd. Okay, so the problem is if this is open, it will not gonna work, right? So let's go back here. File, open folder. Okay, so now I will click on this and we will go try to install again, right? So right click and ./, that will make sure the file will be installed in the same folder, right? Current direct slash is current directory, you know, current / will be current directory. So type script I don't want for now, right? No. Yes lint, yes, leave it. Tailwind CSS, yes. Source directory I don't need, and the app route, yes, that is very important. And alias you don't want to customize, so just leave it no, right? And done. So it will install. Okay, so we can start the before we start, right, I think let's install the what we're gonna need, right, in our project, MongoDB, right? So we have to connect with the MongoDB, so that is Mongoose, correct? Let's install that one. So npm install Mongoose. Okay, I will just install Mongoose, that is one I'm gonna need. And next will be if we are using that couple of icons, right, we can use the React icons. So npm install React dash icons, correct? React dash icons. So that is fine, so we got that now done, right? So let's start our project. Npm run development. All right, so if I open this link, right, 3001, so let's clean this up and make it so in the app, so everything is now in the app, right? We just always look at the app. See, if you have any image, right, you can directly place in this public folder, okay, there. And in the app, right, we have favicon, so you can leave that one, that is standard. Global CSS, you can leave that one. Layout, I mean, you can change the title here, right? So let's call this you know, CRUD operation, right? Operation with nextjs and what else, Mongoose, right? Something like that. I mean, that's too big, right? Let's put this one in the description, okay? And here we can say nextjs Mongoose tutorial, full stack tutorial, right? Tutorial, something like that. So that is the title. So when you see in our page now, right, nextjs Mongoose full stack tutorial, see that? That's what appear on the title. All right, so this is the layout, okay? So we have learned before, right, in our tutorial, in our course in the nextjs, this act like the parent file, right? Parent means you can add something, whatever you add here, right, above. Let's say this is the nav bar, it will be here, right, like that. And something you're gonna add in the footer, it will be here, correct? Very simple. And whatever goes in the middle, right, that will be the route of your page, which will be changing all the time. That's like all the remaining page, right? will go as a children here. So just remember that. Okay, so right now we have only one children, that is the page, right? This is the page, the main page. So what I will do, I will clean up everything from here, right? That is a home page. You can give anything, but let's clean this up. And we're gonna have react arrow function export like that, and I will make it home page. Okay, home page. Good. So now, right, now it looks something like this. So you have to make some change to your CSS, global CSS. So here we'll just take this out, right? In the body you have some background, linear gradient and all that, so you can remove that. And also let's take this out, we're not using, right? So let's take all these things. These are some, see, sometimes, right, if we need to use a variable, you can add it something like this, correct? So root foreground RGB, background start, I mean these are the variables, right? And that is used in the body here. Remember, it was just used here, right? Look at this. So in case you want to add custom CSS and you want to have some variables and you want to use inside here, right, you can do that. But for now I'll just take this out all, no need. We must need to have this 3 because that is part of Tailwind CSS. So now if you look at our page, it just look plain, home page, right? Home page here. Okay, so the next thing is start creating our let's say what we're going to create, right? So first we need to make a database connection, and then you're going to create the model also, right? Model. So here in the main folder, right, just click outside somewhere here, like in the root folder, we're going to have this folder called leaves, right? You can name it anything but leaves. So in that leaves folder, what we're going to do, right? Okay, let me see if sometimes if I don't remember code. I don't know, I think, yeah, so that is fine. Yeah, so that is the leave right here. And also we're going to create one folder called for our database, right? So that will be model. Okay, model. So all the models you can add here, right? All the models, and this will be the file for to make a connection with our database. Okay, so to make a connection with our database, right, we also gonna need the environment variable, right? Environment variable. For that, what we use .env file, right? So let's create that also. .env. So these things we know already. Okay, here .env, right? So what I will do, I have the link, right, for my code. Where is my MongoDB? Here. So if I go connect, this link I have already. Okay, so I'm just going to use that, right? And also the password also. But what I will do in my, if you look at my collection here, right, in my browser, I have the topics, the one just working with the other project, right? But I will change that one now to maybe something else. Okay, and see how the new table is created here, and then you're going to add the data, right? So that's what I'm going to show you. So let's copy that link, same link. The link will be same, everything is this, because I'm connecting to my same database. Okay, so I'll just go here, and that's the password, right? I just created this morning. So I'll copy that and I'll close here. So go back to my project env, and I added here, right? Good. The only okay, so only thing here, right, I'm connecting, let's say, yeah, fine. So that is so that's the blog, right? Okay, so I have the one table right now, blog, right? inside there I'm gonna create different collections, correct? And then each collection gonna have a lot of document, right? Document. So that's the blog. So let me check my blog connection, right? Yeah, so that is blog. I mean, I can create a new data table also, right? Like blog, I can create a new one also, you know, if I have to, right? But for now, I'll just leave it blog. I just want to change the collection only, okay? This collection, right? This table, I just want to change it. So that one we're gonna do it in our database, right? When you create a model, okay? Like when you design the model, you just add there. All right, so that is fine. That is fine, right? So look at the blocks and everything looks okay. So that's the collection. So let's go back to the lib, right? And then create a file here to make our db connect, you know, like something to connect to our database, right? So let's call it mongodb, or maybe connection. You can give any name, right? Let's connect to db, something like that. So mongodb, right? Something like that. .js. Okay, so now we have to import mongoose, right? Mongoose. Why we need mongoose? Because that is the library which help us to establish the, like it work like a bridge, right, between the database and our project. Okay, so let's call this function name, right? Const connect, maybe mongodb, right? Mongodb. So that's the function, and this will be asynchronous. When you have to deal with the anything outside, right? Like basically connecting to some things which taking times, function must be async. Okay, so here, right, connect to mongodb and async. Okay, so now what we're going to do, right? Const. Okay, so you guys remember, right, when you have mongoose dot connect, remember that connect, right? And that just help us to connect to our database, correct? This function mongoose dot connect, and that will be process dot environment variable env, right? Env dot, and let's find out the name of our variable here. So that is mongodb URI. That, right? That's it. So this is what we have to do, and it will be await, right? Basically await, because something which is going to take time, you make sure it is await. Because see, when this function run, right, and you don't put await, the function does not wait, in it will be keep moving, right? JavaScript does not wait for anyone. Okay, it just keep moving. So if something is asynchronous, we make sure it has await. Async function must have await functionality for every steps which is taking time to do something. So to connect, making connection with our database, it is taking time, right? So we must put the await. Okay, I think, yeah, let's put in the try and catch, right? What happens if there is error? So when you have asynchronous, always use try catch. Okay, try catch, simple enough, right? Let's put here and catch, right? And the catch will be basically, you can call the error here and console log that error, right? Console.log error. Fine. So we have await mongoose.connect, right? And once this is successful, right, then we're gonna do maybe console log, you know, like connected to database, just console log. So connected to mongodb, right? Maybe mongodb. Okay, so I believe that is fine, good enough. So we're gonna use this function, so we have to do export right here, and because this is the only one function, we are just gonna do the export default. Okay, export default, and that's it. So for now this will be good enough to establish. Every time we need to connect to the database, we just call this function. All right, so the next thing is model, right? Let's create a model now. So this model will be, we are topic or post whatever, so let's make it topic, right? Topic.js. Yeah, that will be fine. And then we start creating the our model, right? So let's see. So first we're gonna need, we have to import, to create a model. What we have to do, we're gonna need a mongoose, right? So let's import that. Import mongoose, correct? Okay, so we have the mongoose. So now, I mean, we can get the schema also here, right? Like you can add the schema as well in the bracket, but fine, we're just gonna use it here. So const, so let's call it uh, topic schema, right? Schema is equal to new mongoose dot schema, okay? And it will, schema is a function, right? So it just take the object as a parameter, and then we can add here title, right? The first one is title, and that will be string, correct? String. I mean, we can add, right? If you want to add as an object also, you know, like many objects, right? Title and type will be string, and then required. But I'll just leave it simple for now. This, I just don't want to put all that, right? I just get sorry, title and description here. I mean, what I'm saying, right? We will check that in our next project more, little bit, you know, like type. I mean, what we have done in before, I remember that type will be string, and you can even write required, right, will be true. You know, these things you can add, but if you don't want to add object, you just make it here string. So for now I'll just keep it simple, and the next property will be description. The ESCRIPTION, description, right? And the description is also string, so let's add that string. Okay, next here we can add, right? See what I want to show you now. Let's go to the topic, and if you look at this created ad, updated ad, how this getting here, right? So when it was created and all that. So let's say sometimes we have posts, right? You're creating a blog where you want to display the date when it was created, something like that. So you can use this, right? I mean, you have this property created already, so if you want you can add, but I'll show you how we can do that as well. So here we just need to add maybe another object, yeah, and then that is time stamp. So time series, let's use this time stamps, right? And that will be, just add the boolean true, okay? True, and done, right? Yeah, so topic schema, right? So this is the name of the schema, and we have all this. Okay, so now we're gonna just export this thing, right? First we have to create the topic, right? Or let's call it model, okay? So how we create that? Const, so I'm just gonna name it topic like that, equal to, right? So you know, we don't want to create the topic all the time. I mean, you don't want to create something repetitive, right? Before, in the React, right, we were not doing this one, what I'm going to do now, right? But in Next.js we have to do, because when you try to create something over and over, it will create error, right? So to avoid that, if there is something already, take that one. If not, create the new one, right? I mean, you don't want to create the new topic, okay? So const topic equal to, we can call the mongoose, right? Mongoose dot I think models, that is s, yeah, this one, and we're gonna check for topic, okay? Topic, right, like that. If there is already, just take this, if not, or, right? So or we're gonna do this mongoose dot model, and then you create the new one, right? So how we create that? So we just add the topic here, topic like that, and you call the new topic schema, right? topic schema. So this part you guys remember, remember this is the same thing what we done before. So if there is already, take that. If not, do this, right? So that is what is done here. Either use whatever is there, if not, just create a new topic. Okay, so we have to export this now, right? So export default, let's make it export default, and will be topic, right? topic topic. Okay, so yeah, so it looks I think it looks okay now, right? So what so we're gonna move to the our next step now, right? So the first step was creating the models and connecting to the database, correct? So MongoDB, we just create database connection and creating the model, right? So yeah, so that looks fine. So next now is we're gonna create the API and test that one. So let's do that. So when you create API, right, in our app folder, see in the app folder, what we have to do is create a new folder called API folder. Okay, and inside here we're gonna add topic, right? Topic, yeah, I think that will be fine. So we're gonna have the topic here, and yeah, so we're gonna have many topics, right? I think let's make it S topics, and then after we're gonna add. So when you're creating API, one thing again now, right, this is a place where we have to pay attention. Okay, the API gonna have the, remember the nextjs has already the filing system, right, is pre-built. Okay, the naming, basically the name is pre-built. So in the API we must write a name called route.js, right? And when you're creating a page, will be page.js, like that. For example, let's say I want to create the about page, right? About page. So in my app folder, I'm gonna have the folder, right, called about like this, and this is my page. Okay, not API, page. So in here I will add page.jsx like this, and React arrow function. So what happened now? Save. In the page, right, in the page here I'm gonna React arrow function create export this one, and this is now I'm gonna put about page, right, like this. See, because this is a component, this is a component. Now again we have to follow the same rule of the React component name, always start with capital letter, so capital A. See, this is the page. Now you put all the HTML here, right, about the about page. Okay, you can put here, even you can divide the whole site, this about page, into different component. So for example, let's say you need a component folder, right? So I mean, you can create outside or just create in the app here, right? You can even create here, is okay. But let's say I want to create component, I'll just create outside, components. I mean, you can create inside, is okay, in the app, or you can leave it outside, that is fine, right? Components, right? Components. So let's say I want to have one component which will be maybe hero section, right, or nav bar, for example, nav bar, like that. Okay, so in here I'm gonna put all the nav bar code here. Okay, nav bar, and I'm gonna use this component anywhere I need, right? Clear? So let's say if I need to go to the about page, the route will be simple, right? Here this is the my root route / about, the folder name. Okay, see, / about, right? / about is the about page. So So just remember that how you create a page and how you create API, the difference. Okay, for the page you create a folder, what page you are creating, about, contact, login, log out, whatever page, right? Register page, product page. So you just create the folder, and the file will be page.jsx, the page, right? Like let's say here about, so the about, this is page.jsx. So that's how you create a page. The API will be same thing now, right? Because see, I'm gonna need a topic, right, to display all the topics and all that. So let me add one page called topic also, topics, right, like that. And this is a page now. Okay, this is a page, right? So here I'm gonna have page.jsx, and here will be let's say this is the, like that, right? So this is the topic page. Okay, so I can call it topic, right? Topics, and you have to export the same name, topics. Okay, so this is the topics page. Let's change the return part. This is topics page. I mean, we can create, because we have the home page already, right? In the home page in my other project, I added here in the home page. This is the main page here, right? So, but I'm just showing you what is, how you can create a page. Okay, so topics, and so slash topics, right? That will be the topics page. Let's, for example, slash topics slash any, now any dynamic number, the ID. And to get the dynamic number, you must add the folder here, right, like this, and just ID. So it will be topics slash ID. So for ID also you're gonna need a page, right? So that will be page.jsx, and here will be, right, and you can say, let's call it single topic, something like that, right? Topic. Okay, so we'll see. I think this will yeah, so we have, you will be clicking the page with the ID, right? So I think this will be useful for us also in the future. So let's keep it there for now. I just show you how to create the page, dynamic page, and then how to work with the API now. So let's focus on our API part. Okay, so let's focus on that one first. So I'll close all this page right now. We don't need nav bar close. So route now, right? Route. So the first thing, let's go back here, and I think route handler, right? Yeah, it should have some code here. Why not getting anything? Okay. The routing, request and response. So we have the API. So the slash API, right? Slash API will give, if in your API folder, right? Let's say this API folder, and you have a route.js. Okay, so when you do slash API, that means you are looking information inside this file. But we have API slash topics in our case, right? So let's look at that. So where is that? Here, right? One thing I did not change, remember that, because right now I think I will be connecting to the same database, right? Same thing. It's okay, that will not make a difference. See the blog, okay? Blog, right? And blog, okay. Okay, fine, just leave it. It's okay. We connecting to the same table. Only the collection will be when you add, right? You can create different collection. Okay, so let's start creating route, right? So let's look at the things we're gonna do with the route now, and I will show you the documentation here. Couple of things. So here, right? This is the function export async function with get, right? Get. So that is a TypeScript. You can change to JavaScript, and you will get something like this. So that's the normal function you're gonna write to get something. Okay, so let's start putting that in our code now. I will just copy that. This is the get, right? So something, I'm gonna do something like this. Okay, so yeah, so let's write and then we're gonna talk about, right? So first we have to when you remember what we are going to do here, right? So this is important. Okay, just remember that CRUD operation means create, read, update, delete using the API link. Okay, all the functionality for creating, reading, updating, and delete, right? So when you are creating something has to go in the database. You have to get from the database. So you need your database connection, correct? And also you need our model, right? Model which gonna help us to like establish the bridge relation between the database and all that, right? Because when you're creating something, the data has to go, and the model will help us to do all that. Okay, so we have to import that, right? So let's import. So first will be the database connection. What is the name here? Connect MongoDB, right? So let's do that. Connect MongoDB. We got that. Then import our model. So where is the model now? Model, right? That's the topic. Okay, so let's do that also. Topic. Okay, so we got that two things out. Now, right, the next step will be same thing what is here. So I'll just copy this and we're gonna modify. Okay, so first what we want to do, right, we want to get all the data, right? So how we can do that? So here, to getting all the data, basically we don't need all these things. Okay, I mean, okay, let me write, right? So this is the async function. We need to have async function, that is get, right? Getting the data. Okay, so we have to write await here, await and await, right? And then we're gonna first we have to make a connection with our database. So let's call that connection MongoDB, right? Okay, that's it. So this will make a connection. Once we have connection, then we're gonna call the const. So we have basically getting all the topics, right? So let's, for example, topics equal to await, and getting from where? This model. Okay, this model, right, from here. So topic dot, right, find. So topic, topic, correct, dot find. So that will give us the whole database, right, from our topic. Okay, we got that one done. What else we gonna do now, right? Once we have this data ready to go, right, it will just give us the whole data, but we need to return that, right? So let's do one thing. uh, that is the topic, or let's call it response, right? Let's call this response, and then we're gonna convert that to our topics, okay? Because it is in the, we have to convert that to the normal JavaScript, right? So to do that, we use this JSON function. So rest.json, and it will convert, and we're gonna get the object, okay? Topics, let's call this topics. And remember, in the express we used to return, right, response, response. So here is the special response, next response. This is the upgraded response of that express response, right? So here is next request and next response. So when you sending something to the client, to the browser, you need to use this one. So you just import that from the next server. So it's same like a response, okay? Just remember that. And yeah, and then you just send the data here. So our data is topic, right? So let's put that here, topic. So now we have converted to JSON already. I think we don't need to put object, just pass that right here, topics. So let's see how this work, okay? We'll check now, right, how we receiving this data. So I mean, we have everything, right? It should work. So if we go localhost /API/topics. Oh, is there anything wrong with my connection?